Hello, welcome to GEECHEE Lion Journey. This is a special installment of the GEECHEE Lion Music Legacy. This is actually an add-on. I wasn't really slated to feature this song until later in the year, but since Isaac Hayes' birthday is coming up this month, his birthday is August 20th. Of course, mine is August 21st, so we have that tie. I said, well, let me go ahead and feature this song now. This is a song that Isaac Hayes, well, he didn't write the song, he wrote the music, I guess, back in the early mid-70s, I believe, 73, 74, I believe is when he released it. And this instrumental was included on the soundtrack for Isaac Hayes' first movie, which was Three Tough Guys. It was his first movie soundtrack. Actually, no, it was his third music soundtrack because his second, because he did Shaft first, then he did Three Tough Guys, and then he did Truck Turner. And actually, musically speaking, I think Truck Turner was far superior to even Shaft, but obviously it didn't get the notoriety. But just based on music, Truck Turner was the best soundtrack that Isaac has done. But again, at that time, I was a 13, 14-year-old boy in high school. When the song came out, when the movie came out, and I do always mention here, as I have before, is when they were filming this movie, they actually filmed scenes from this movie right next to my elementary school on Chicago's west side. The apartment building that used to stand there has been demolished now. I believe it's maybe a parking lot now. But I believe I did some video from there when I was there last year. I'll be probably featuring that pretty soon. But when I heard this song, I thought that it was missing vocals, some missing lyrics. So in 1974, 1975, when I started writing my own music and wanting to be a songwriter, I determined then that one day I would see to it that some suitable lyrics were joined onto this great music, one of the greatest pieces of music I think that Isaac Hayes has done. Matter of fact, I think that Hung Up on My Baby as a composition is equal, if not superior, to Shaft. But 40-something years later, 44 years later, around 2020, I got the inspiration to write some lyrics to this song finally. And I just relate this story again briefly, that I was working on some new music, a new album, with my producer, who was also my yoga teacher at the time. And I was searching on YouTube for some songs that I could send to him to give the producer an idea what type of sound I was looking for. And it just so happens that I ran across an extended instrumental. Well, it was instrumental anyway because there was no vocal. There was an extended 7-something minute version of Hung Up on My Baby, which I'd never heard before. And for some reason, of course, I wanted to hear it because I wanted to hear what the difference was and hear a longer version of it. But for some reason, I was particularly touched that particular night. It was a Friday night. It had to be around midnight. And for some reason, I don't know, I was possessed by the Holy Ghost or something. And I started crying, physically crying. And partially because the song title is Hung Up on My Baby, I was actually hung up on, a Filipino lady that I spent a lot of time with that previous year. She was the director of the yoga studio there. I'll tell the name of it. It's called Satnam Yoga. But I developed a serious crush or infatuation with this woman. And I thought about the song title and I got to thinking about her for some reason. And I started crying. And the words were just coming out of me. I had to stop what I was doing. And I said, let me sit down and write these words that was coming out of it. Came out of my soul. It came out of my heart. Again, it's like I was possessed by the Holy Ghost or something. And I sat there then, and within less than 60 minutes, I had written all the lyrics, and I had a working recorded demo recording that I sent to my producer. And ironically, the woman that I was hung up on was his wife, which that was kind of ironic, but we cool about it. She's a beautiful lady, and God bless her and him. I wish that they had to continue to work it out. But anyway, hung up on my baby came that way, inspiration, divine inspiration. 40-something years later, I write the words, and within about a year or so after that, I was able to be introduced to a Memphis-based producer, James Jackson, and he did a masterful job on putting this music together in his studio in Memphis. And of course, I did the words and I did the vocal performance up in Chicago. You know, he finished all the music tracks in Memphis and then sent them to Chicago, and I put the lyrics on there. So what you're going to hear is, like I said, this is probably the most significant song I've ever written. I know I said that for a time. I said I Can't Go Back was one of my greatest song compositions, which I still believe and think that it is. But as far as actual impact to the world right now, Hung Up on My Baby, which was inspired by my musical father, Isaac Hayes, is definitely the most impactful and the most significant contribution that I made. So I'm going to present that to you now. This is in honor of our birthdays. Isaac Hayes' birthday and mine are one day apart. And also you're going to get a special treat. Also, I'm going to now feature this song in the music video. I had a music video made of this particular song, and I was able to enlist the help of a beautiful young Filipina. She thinks she's still in her early 20s now. She may be 25 now, but she was a notable Filipina YouTube vlogger at the time named Ging. She had a show called Ging in the Philippines, and her name is Rochelle Gomez, and she consented to let me use video clips of her that she had done and include them in the video. So you're getting the full treatment here in honor of my musical father, Isaac Hayes. The song, music written by Isaac Hayes, vocal melody and lyrics, of course, is by me, ANWAR Kinte. Plus, you're going to get the special treat of the video featuring me and Rochelle Gomez from the Philippines. So without further ado, happy birthday. This should be Isaac Hayes week. August 20th should be Isaac Hayes week. Just like they have Elvis Presley week, they should have Isaac Hayes week. Hopefully that will still happen. I got to reach out to the Stax Museum about that. But without further ado, I want to present to you Hung Up on My Baby from the GEECHEE Lion Music Legacy, GEECHEE Lion Music Archives. Like and subscribe this channel. And of course, you can pick this song up at GEECHEELionmusic.com. Go to the store. You can buy the single and also the full album, which is called Hung Up on My Baby. You can also go there and get that as well. I invite you to do that. Go to GEECHEELionmusic.com and join us. Thank you.
Roll it.
Yes, I'm hung up on my baby. I take her with me everywhere that I go. Yearning to have her by my side, knowing I might just be denied. I know I gotta take it slow. Yes, I'm hung up on my baby. I can hardly think of anything else. Thinking about her every day. No, I shouldn't feel this way, but I can't help myself. She's in my heart, feel her in every beat, filling my soul with all I'll ever need, shaking my body with a storm inside of me, of emotion that makes me wanna cry. Tears of pain and joy. Yes, I'm hung up on my baby, and my feelings came as quite a surprise. Didn't really see it coming, don't know if I ought to be running, but I don't wanna live a lie. Yes, I'm hung up on my baby, and it makes no sense at all. Can't say whether I'm worried, awaiting the decision of the jury, answering my loving call. She's in my heart, feel her in every beat, filling my soul with all I'll ever need, shaking my body with a storm inside of me, of emotion that makes me wanna cry. Tears of pain and joy. Yes, I'm hung up on my baby, and my feelings came as quite a surprise. Didn't really see it coming, don't know if I ought to be running, but I don't wanna live a lie. Yes, I'm hung up on my baby, and it makes no sense at all. Can't say whether I'm worthy, awaiting the decision of the jury, answering my loving call. She's in my heart, feel her in every beat, filling my soul with all I'll ever need, shaking my body with a storm inside of me, of emotion that makes me wanna cry. Tears of pain and joy. Yes, I'm hung up on my baby. I take her with me everywhere that I go, knowing I might just be denied, yearning to have her by my side. I know I gotta take it slow. Yes, I'm hung up on my baby, and it makes no sense at all. Can't say whether I'm worthy, awaiting the decision of the jury, answering my loving call. Temperature rising, this fire inside of me, power generation, my creativity, Kundalini rising, divine sexuality. If she knows how I feel, she won't say hey, hey. And I don't really